What's up and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the problem with Borderlands 4. So if you're currently not in the loop and you've been tucked away in a box for the last half a year or so, Borderlands 4 is indeed on the way. And while we are still unsure on a release date, speculation calls for a 2024 drop. With PAX East right around the corner, a lot of us are still confused on if we should actually expect a reveal at this event, which PAX is a massive gaming event that Gearbox often attends to show off their upcoming titles, the same place that we saw Borderlands 3 revealed back in 2019. And that reveal now being close to 5 years ago, it would make sense for them to do the exact same thing now to start this hype machine for BL4, right? Well, at this point, we really don't know, as by the looks of it, the Borderlands movie trailer has thrown a wrench in those plans, with all signs pointing to Borderlands 4 seemingly being put to a halt, with some fans now crossing their fingers hoping that they don't see it revealed entirely, as it would not only be rushed out and likely broken or heavily flawed at launch, like, you know, every Borderlands game ever at launch, 3 not having dedicated loot in normal mode, pre-sequel having damn near no dedicated loot at all.
But you can't do this to me. I started this company.
Wonderland's loot dice on every character, which yes, they fixed shortly after launch, but it was still a problem at launch. And the Chaos Chamber. I don't even think I need to make a joke for that one. And in Borderlands 2, you had some drop rates that were too low, and some shit didn't drop at all from their specific source. Like Bull, for years he would never drop the fastball. And sure, it's been fixed for a long time at this point, but still, no Borderlands game has been perfect. But here's my biggest issue, problem, worry. You find any type of synonym for the word fear, and it'll pretty much fit. Okay, then let's get to it. It's being made... You know what? No, let me just make this perfectly clear. Borderlands 4 is being made on the exact same engine as Borderlands 3 and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Now, whether you enjoy those games or not, you can't deny that they feel way too fucking similar. And while the current engine isn't the worst in terms of how it plays, the over-detailed graphics are a strain on the eyes for long periods, and there's no way to tune down the awful particle effects that are the worst part of how these Borderlands games look. Just look at this Wonderlands gameplay for me. Can you tell what the hell is going on? Yeah, don't worry. Neither could I. I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and get that headache off the screen and get to some more visually pleasing content. And I'm being dead serious when I say this. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody has had an epileptic seizure over these damn effects in those games. Another big issue it's going to have is the weapons are going to be a copy and paste from BL3, kind of like we saw with Borderlands the pre-sequel, having 80% of the weapons being reused from the original source. And I'm just trying to make a quick comparison here. As a guy who loves Borderlands 2, I did not love that Borderlands the pre-sequel was like an 80% copy and pasted version of it. More than that though, expect some enemies to be reused with some slight texture changes, and like most games that build off of a previous release, I'm sure we'll see some tweaked lighting to make the graphics look slightly different. For those people with no brain to go, wow, new graphics, oh my god guys, do you see how pretty this game looks? With it being on the Unreal Engine 4, it does at least have the devs on hardware that they're comfortable with, and some of you guys have also let me know in the comments of one of my last videos talking about BL4 that the Unreal Engine 5 is pretty unstable anyways. But guys, that doesn't necessarily mean every single game will be unstable on it. And when I think of a brand new Borderlands 4, the last thing that I want in my mind is a reskin of Borderlands 3. And if it's going to be on the Unreal Engine 4, that's pretty much exactly what we're in for. And again, whether you're a fan of the later titles or not, me personally, not a fan. However you chalk it up, I'm not okay with the same trash being shelled out again. It's like if we were okay with the pre-sequel being unfinished and a blatant reskin of BL2 with tons of reused shit. And sure, it had a couple of bells and whistles, but it wasn't even close to the original. So for the BL3 Brians out there, if you're genuinely excited for BL4, are you okay with it being a pre-sequel sized downgrade to your beloved Borderlands 3? I know if I was a Borderlands 3 ride or die, I'd be pissed the fuck off that they're not only being lazy, but uninspired. And seriously, think about this for a second. If you don't mind that it's being built off the same shit that you've already played, that's you basically admitting that you'd buy anything with the name Borderlands attached to it. Because even if it's going to be a reskin, and most of the guns and items are shit that you've already used, and the game visually looks the same, hey, it's got a 4 at the end of it, it must be new.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a fucking idiot.
Oh man, I don't see how anybody's excited for Borderlands 4 at all at this point. The unfortunate truth of the state of the Borderlands franchise is their complete lack to evolve elements of the series that us fans genuinely love and enjoy. And their tone-deaf decision-making has resulted in a community that's so beyond pissed by the Hollywood movie and the way their series has been treated. Because it's clear that Gearbox doesn't know what the hell they are doing anymore, with the Embracer Group apparently supposed to be finalizing their sale of Gearbox any day now, as per this report. But there's one line I'd like to talk about in specific in regards to the company finally being sold. According to the report, Pitchford has been telling staff for months that Gearbox's three options were to stay with Embracer, get sold to another company, or buy itself out and become independent. Kotaku claims that the decision has been made to sell Gearbox to another company and the deal is being finalized. So, if Gearbox has been doing financially well like they claim and boast all the goddamn time, we should have seen them attempt to buy themselves back from their parent company, the Embracer Group. But it's more likely that we will get further confirmation that Gearbox is in a worse position than ever before, as I don't see them buying themselves out, and it's more likely that 2K Interactive, a publisher of Gearbox's titles, is going to sweep in for the save. We're just going to have to wait and see, but be sure that whatever happens, I'm going to be here to let you know. In all reality though, with the leaks from several months back confirming that Borderlands 4 is being made on the Unreal Engine 4, how are you feeling about it? Me personally, I'm not excited in the least bit. This mixed with the rumblings of the game going for a live service format, and please help me God, don't make that be true. It really is starting to look like this franchise is facing one of the biggest identity crises in all of video game history. And while a lot of franchises from the 2010s have recently fallen out of favor or seen too many mediocre releases for anybody to give a damn, Borderlands is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. And it's important that we at least discuss our worries with the upcoming game and just get our opinions out there in the open, because believe me when I say this, Gearbox is listening. While you may not believe me, there are people at many different large gaming companies that employ people to keep up on the community interaction. And while I'm no scientist, doctor, lawyer, or anybody for that matter that you should look to for any serious help, I think I can tell you a thing or two about Borderlands. Just like yourself, whether your first game was Borderlands 1, 2, 3, pre-sequel, or Wonderlands, you have an idea of what a Borderlands game looks like to you. Now just close your eyes for a second, and when you imagine a Borderlands 4, do you really want to imagine Borderlands 3? If the word yes even crossed your mind, I'm sorry, but you are what's wrong with gaming in 2024. You're the type of person who would buy a Borderlands game every year if they made one, and that's the type of shit that we need done away with. Instead of pushing to meet a deadline, just work on the damn game. I and many others have expressed our displeasure with the idea of them pushing BL4 out with this movie, and how we'd rather them just delay it at this point if that's what their plans are. And if you'd like to hear more about that, and hear me read the community's responses to the game being delayed because of the movie trailer backlash, I will leave that in the top of the link in the description. The Borderlands identity crisis is only getting worse, and I pray and hope that we can somehow get this series back to normal. Unfortunately, it looks less likely every single day that that's what's going to happen. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I appreciate you all for watching this video until the end, and if you did enjoy it, please smash a like on it and subscribe if you motherfuckers are new. And for my Borderlands 3 guys out there, please keep the Windex out of the fridge. I know it's the same color, but I promise you, it's not Gatorade. If you disagree with it being a problem that the game is being built off the same engine, unless you've only played the newer games, which if that's the case, then you're excused from this debate, because I don't know if it's some of the chemicals in the Windex or what, but trust me, I'm good. I'm just gonna stick to my water. Stay hydrated out there, people. There's a lot of beverages out there, and Borderlands 3.5 isn't my first choice. But if you've been enjoying the content lately, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys for all the support, and I mean of any kind, whether it be liking the video or commenting on it. Literally anything counts, as it really helps us creators know that you guys are enjoying what you see, which is why I've really tried to step it up lately, releasing at least 3 videos a week, and sometimes even more if there's news to cover. So just stay tapped in. I'm going to do everything that I can to help this community, and while some may take my harsh criticism for hate, just know that I don't hate anybody. I don't hate any of the games either. While I might hate what some of them have done to this franchise, I just want something better. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. But hey, that's really it for me today, guys. Just know that I love you all to death, and I want you all to take it easy out there. Stay safe. And with that, I will see you all in the next one.